Hi, everybody. This is not going to be a very long live. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Lord have mercy. My desk is over here, and y'all are way. Okay, this is not going to be a very long live. Let me see if I can set this. Anyways, I'm over here. I don't even have my other camera hooked up. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let me know. Drop a one in the chat. Jeez. Hey, G Matt, I see you. Hey, Lesbo, how are you? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button so notifications can go out quickly and expeditiously. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick and let me know the people that are live. Lord have mercy. Look at this. Is this the document? I think this is the document. Yes, it is. So Gina, which is victim 3 out of the Diddy trial. TMZ obtained some legal documents, okay, and they reported that Diddy's ex-girlfriend Gina, victim number 3, she's been labeled victim 3 in the federal indictment, who went MIA, okay, because she did go missing, although she was found outside of a Whole Foods in Las Vegas by TMZ. Okay. So how does that happen? We don't even know. We don't even know. Okay. So hold up. Let me let the people know that we are live. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Oh, man. Oh, man. We live. Yes. So let me tell you what's going on. Okay. Gina, who was labeled victim 3 in the Diddy trial, who did not testify in the Diddy trial. Be very mindful of that. She was found outside of a Whole Foods by TMZ staff. So she went to bat for Diddy, in his bid to get out of jail pending sentencing. So these are new legal documents obtained by TMZ. Gina's pens, she wrote a letter to the judge in the Diddy criminal case supporting Diddy's motion for bail. We have that letter now. We're about to read it. Okay. Gina says she's known Diddy for years and that she's mostly seen him as a father, family man, and businessman, not a criminal. She says her relationship had its ups and downs, but says when Diddy made mistakes, he was willing to acknowledge them and make better decisions moving forward. Now, please remember, this is the same Gina who went to Tasha K and made a bunch of allegations on Tasha K's platform. Okay. Yes, I know, right? Did she say she got like a baby stomped out of her or something like that? Y'all remember that? I remember that. Okay, so let's get it together and read this letter that she wrote to the judge. Okay. Dear Your Honor, my name is Virginia Hun. I think that's how you say her last name. And I'm writing as the person identified as victim 3 in this case. I have known Sean Combs for many years in both a personal and professional capacity. From that experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always thriven to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. I acknowledge and respect that Mr. Combs stands accused and that the court must weigh public safety and the integrity of the legal process. At the same time, I believe it is important for the court to have a full picture of who he is beyond the allegations. Oh, my goodness. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs, and mistakes were made. But he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes and make better decisions in the future. Over the years that followed, he made visible efforts to become a better person and to address the harms that he has caused. By the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love, patience, and gentleness that was remarkably different from his past behaviors. To my knowledge, he has not been violent for many years, and he has been committed to being a father first. I'm writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or to the community. This is his first criminal case. Throughout the investigation and proceedings, he has been cooperative, respectful, and compliant. 1 second, please. He had substantial ties to his family and community, including children who depend on him for emotional and financial support. Granting him bond would allow him to continue caring for his family and fulfilling his responsibilities while still subject to the court's supervision. I want to ensure the court that if released, I believe Mr. Combs would adhere to all the conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or well being of his family. Allowing him to be home will also support the healing process for all involved. I respectfully ask that you consider these factors when deciding his eligibility for release. Thank you for your time and consideration, Virginia. Gina. Tell me what y'all think. Let me know. Let me move this over here. You think it's crazy? I don't know. She wrote a letter. So she wrote this letter for his bond. Prosecutors and the judge cite Diddy's violent behavior. This is TMZ as a reason for keeping him in jail pending his October 3rd sentencing. But Gina says, as far as she knows, Diddy has not been violent for many years and has been committed to being a father first. So, Gina, what happened in Tasha K's platform? Gina tells a judge she doesn't think Diddy poses a danger to her for the community if he gets freed on bail. She says he should be released from jail so he can care for his family and kids who depend on him for emotional, financial support. I think she depends on him too. Gina, get a job. I think she depends on him too. I'm just letting you know. I think Gina depends on him. Let me know. Because, like, just what she wants. Okay? I don't know. You said that house she doesn't want to. Well, and this is not the Jane Doe. This is a different woman. Gina, I can't think of anything else, you guys. I mean, she depends on him too. So a couple people that depend on Diddy, Young Miami, but this is the lifestyle that they want. You know what I mean? So it's in her best interest that he be released. Because, yeah, you know, Gina with the green apples. That's right. I don't think I'm wrong for saying that. I'm just saying she's a little for thinking the judge will believe it. Well, I don't know, man. Let me know. You know, some people will stick around if they're willing to pay, you know? Yeah, don't forget she was the Jane Doe that they couldn't locate it and they found her outside of a Whole Foods in Las Vegas. How's that work? So, and she's the same Gina. For those that are like, well, who's Gina? She's the same woman who did the interview with Tasha K, who said that that he like stomped a baby out of her type of situation. Like it was a graphic interview. A lot of people believed it. And then shortly after, Tasha told people, this according to Tasha, that Diddy's team found out about this and then they flew her out and she got back with Diddy. Okay? So, I mean, maybe she's not wanting to. I don't know. She's allowed to choose. She's a grown woman, whatever the hell she wants to do. But you know, she's allowed to have her thought and process, and she could write letters. Completely up to her. But I do think that there's something monetary um behind this. You know, she don't want to lose her money. She don't want to lose her money. I think she's getting, you know, she wants that Diddy money again. She loved Diddy. A lot of women. I mean, I could believe that Jane Doe loved Diddy too, but I think it was beneficial for her as well. TMC finds her when the feds couldn't, and they get this letter first. Yeah, the Mathing Mountain, and isn't that funny? Yeah, they get this letter. So again, for those that are coming in late, Gina, who is, for those that don't know, she is victim 3 in the Sean Diddy Combs case, wrote a letter to the judge, and this was just, I guess, uploaded today, released today. Gina, who is victim 3 in the Sean Diddy Combs case, is pleading with the judge for Diddy to be released. She says, and I quote, that he has changed a lot, that he's a family man, a businessman, in that, they were in a relationship has its ups and downs and downs and ups and downs, of course, and that over the years Diddy has made efforts to address the harm that he has caused, and he's becoming a better person, and she does not feel like he needs to be behind bars. This is an actual labeled victim who never testified, by the way, a labeled victim in the Sean Diddy Combs case, writing a letter to the judge, pleading with the judge to release Diddy, and he is not a violent person, even though years before, Gina had done an interview with Tasha K where she said, her own words, that he had violently stomped her. I don't know what to make of this. Thank you, Alejandro. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting. You're stunned? Well, Dazzle. You know what? By the way, Alejandro, thank you, love. That it makes you question a lot of things, because it's like, first of all, Cassie said what she said. She had her lawyers write a letter. Deontay Nash had her lawyers write. He wrote his own letter. Okay. Gina's saying something different. So it's either Gina's like, I like the Diddy lifestyle. And there's some women that accept that. That's fine. Either Gina needs to get a job, or she just like, I'm just gonna write a letter because I need some of that Diddy check. I just don't know. I don't know what to make of it. What do y'all think? She's still in love with him? Maybe. Maybe. And now that Jane, doesn't look like Diddy and Jane are getting back together anytime soon. You still have young Miami never spoke out against Diddy, not labeled a victim. Besides money, but nah, she misses him. Do you think she misses him? She loved him and the money. She had to cooperate, but she wants him out. Well, I think it's Stockholm syndrome, right? Yep. 1 minute, Mama Bear. He changed as much as I would say no to cheese and love cheese. You're like, I'm lactose. She's in love with the Diddy lifestyle. She didn't I would say she didn't cooperate. She was labeled, it's Stockholm syndrome. Maybe that's what, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. Or maybe she just feels like this could very well be a situation where she never wanted to testify against him, that she might have been forced to for immunity purposes. And now, because, she's kind of out of the loop in this situation, she's like, I'm going to write a letter and, say my piece and kind of move on from here. You know what I mean? You said Tasha K said that the only reason she got that interview was the money. She did say that. Tasha did say that on her show, on her platform. She said the only reason why Gina Huynh did that interview was because Diddy wasn't giving her an increase in her salary. These these salaries, there's something else, these I don't know. What if she was threatened to? We just don't know. Well, you're right, we don't know. We don't know, but I don't know. Like, here's the deal, y'all. You guys can agree with me or disagree with me, all right? And I said what I said. Look, Diddy has been found guilty of the Mann Act, not RICO. Okay? Fair to say, I think it's important to reflect that. Some of you guys might not agree with the jury's decision, but it's the jury's decision, and I respect whatever that decision is. Okay? Completely understand. However, hold up, I'm getting a message on this too. However, I think that it's very likely that some of these victims, okay, found themselves in situations where they had to cooperate because of the immunity piece, right? There's only so much that they can do. Maybe some of them would have never probably testified. I don't think any of them would have testified against Diddy if it wasn't for the fact that the Fed said you got to testify against Diddy. So that does happen. Cassie is an unindicted co-conspirator, right? It's okay to say that. Like, that did happen. So maybe there's more to this, You say you don't think he's threatening them at all? All of them women have some mess with them. Oof. Okay, it's almost a year over. It's almost over. It just won't be a good thing to hold him with so many cards in his favor. Mm, I don't know. Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, since she didn't testify, why didn't she just move on? You object? I don't know, guys. This don't make any sense. Okay. Um, but she's allowed to do this. She's in her right. If she wants to defend Diddy, she's in her right to defend Diddy. She's in her right to say that he didn't really victimize me. I just think it's BS, in my opinion, from the government that you guys said, and this is in the transcripts. They said that they couldn't find the victim 3. Yes, you could. You just didn't want to. You didn't want to take her to court. Maybe there would have been something that Gina would have said that would have set things different, or maybe it would have said, I don't know. I just think it's BS. So some of this don't make any sense. You said, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Let me know. She didn't testify, but now she's writing a letter and she's like saying, like, hey, listen, like, yeah, we had our ups and downs. We were in a relationship, but he's really focused on taking care of his kids. And so maybe she feels like if I do this, why doesn't Young Miami write a letter too? She's waiting for him to get out. There you go. Sometimes, you people have to just accept the fact that this is the way in which some people choose to live. We have to accept the fact. Um, yeah. Let me know what y'all think. Why didn't Young Miami write a letter, or is she going to? She might. She might write a letter. She wasn't named once. Well, she was named in terms of like the questioning, but she wasn't like named like as party to the case, if that makes sense. You said, I think Miami staying out of it for now. She's watching from afar. There you go. And she was okay with that lifestyle. I mean, that's the kind of life that she wants. In my opinion, she always loved him and still loves him and feels like he might reach out a way for them to connect. So like she's kind of putting that out there, like a little like, I'm gonna put a little something out there for you, a little. For all we know, they could probably be having contact with each other. We don't know. You're not supposed to, but I mean, it wouldn't make sense for Diddy to do that because of she's a named victim. But yeah, I don't understand it, y'all. I don't. I don't. But again, she herself in 2015 or 2016 did a interview with Tasha K and said what she said. Now, unless she lied, I don't know. Tinkle Tits, thank you for the 199, my love. Thank you. Appreciate it. Lindell, how are you? Lindell says a 64-page letter from Diddy's lawyer versus an 11-page letter from a government 2 days ago is very damaging and says a lot. Well, I do wonder what the judge is going to rule on that. Okay, I do wonder. We're at the nitty. I mean, literally, we August, September. What? 2 more months till what? October. So, or he could rule before that. He could say, you know what? After careful consideration, watching what the government says, this is what I stand on. Yada yada yada. He could say that. We don't know. You said this whole Diddy he did situation is getting more ridiculous by the day. Can we please just make the punishment for the crimes too much? Stasi is like, I'm over this. I know, Stasi. I mean, like I said, if she's named as a victim, and I think that's the thing that people have to understand. You may not agree with the ruling. Some of you guys may not even call her a victim. Hell, I don't even know if she calls herself a victim. But for the purposes of a legal document, they call her a victim, right? If this is the stuff that she wants to do, and who are we to judge her for that? I'm not going to judge her for writing a letter. If anything, I have more questions, but it's not judgment. You said she got paid, and that is all there is to it. Okay. And that is all there is to it. Well, there's that. You're totally obsessed with it. I think we all, we're coming out of it and it's been crazy. Yeah, they got some internal, and a wise woman. Sometimes They don't even realize it, if you know what I mean. Hold on, baby bear. Hold on. No Diddy money. Here's Coco money. Coke. Thank you, Coco's mom. I appreciate the support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She's like, no Diddy money. Listen, I'm not judging them, but I have a lot of questions and I'm allowed to my questions. You know what I mean? So are you guys. You know? That's the question. I mean, people are gonna wonder, is she a victim or not? How did people wonder victims get scrutinized all the time by the way in which they act, the things that they say, and stuff like that. You're judge look at shout out to Jenny. She's like, oh no. I'm judging Rabbit. I am. And sorry, not sorry. Shout out to shout out to you. Um, y'all, I don't know. You said, hold up, let me see. You guys are going in. If Gina went back on her immunity deal, they would arrest her. Ooh. I don't even know. Did she get immunity? She never testified. What did she testify to? This is this this is gonna give a lot of people reason to talk. Okay, I'm just waiting for all kinds of streams on. Well, this is what it is. They need to release in victim 3. The victim 3 that never testified, that never went to court. Yeah, that one. Witness tamper. You think it's witness tampering? You said, I wonder if she reached out to Diddy team or did they reach out to her? Like, what made her write a letter? What made her? She got paid a whole lot. You think she got paid? You said all these individuals are willful participants, including, ooh, oh my goodness, you guys are really coming in this chat, coming in hot. You said he's got no regard for the law. He's completely oblivious to it. However, he's just digging his own grave deeper and deeper. She did it at his own accord. Yeah, I would think she wrote this unless there could be shown otherwise that she didn't get paid to write this letter. I'm gonna say that she wrote it on her own. But you know what? I think Gina gave a lot of impressions that she wasn't for anything as far as this conviction with Diddy. She's allowed to feel the way that she feels, guys. People are allowed to change their minds, if you know what I mean. You said she got paid and is still under Diddy's control. That's what people are saying. But we have no receipts of that. Or maybe she just changed her mind. Maybe she just changed her mind about it. Maybe she just like, you know what? I was listed as a victim, but maybe she just changed her mind. That could very well be the thing. Diddy's behind bars. Who's to say that? I don't know if she wrote this on her own and submitted it. It sounds like. So we don't know. You think it's a distraction because the Epstein stuff? Well, I don't know if to connect that to the Epstein. Diddy's PR team has a lot of cleaning up to do. Oh no, man. You guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I just wanted to report the news on this little breaking news item. I mean, that's what we have. A very classy lady told me that if I don't have anything nice to say, to be quiet. So I'm gonna go back in the bushes quickly. No, you're gonna say it, Mercy Miami. You're gonna say it. Say it. Say it with your chest. Oh my God. And Venus, thank you so much for being a member for 15 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And oh my God, Bossy, 21 months. It's been 21 months forever. It feels like longer than that, though. Shout out to you, Bossy. Thank you so much for supporting my channel for so long. I really do appreciate it. We've been arguing about free will this entire thing. Being controlled removes free will. That's true. I just don't know. Like, what are we going to make of this? I mean, people can speculate all kinds of things. You said if the women had free will, Diddy wouldn't have beaten them. You still don't have words. And Laurel's like, I still don't have words, Rabbit. I don't know. Well, thank you, Mary. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. After some time, people repeat history. Yeah, I mean, maybe she never wanted it to go this far, and my thing is how did she cooperate with the government at any point? That's the thing that we'll never really know. Did she cooperate with the government up until she couldn't, or she didn't want to? I guess I have a lot of questions. Gina must think that the judge is the fool to believe. Well, I do wonder what the judge's reaction is going to be on this one. You know, it makes me wonder. I don't know, man. Could he sue Gina for defamation? Who did he? But did she lie? Did she even testify? Listen, y'all, everybody has free will, including Gina. So if she wants to support this man, regardless of what she's been through with him, that's her choice. That's her choice, you know? That's on her. All right, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Just wanted to bring this breaking news piece, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye.